5 questions today.
I get 2 extra.
Yeah, you're special.
Okay, all right, let's go.
All right, my first question is, I want to start it off a little bit easy to make sure you're ready.
Okay, all right.
What has been your all-time favorite, it's not a wrestling question,
Okay.
all-time favorite movie franchise?
See, it's not a movie franchise. My all-time, if you want a franchise though, my all-time favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption. But if you want a franchise, then I would have to say it's the topic of it's the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love all comics, so give me anything in the MCU.
Okay, so now I know you're ready for this.
Let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Okay. Okay, now that we've got the toughest question out of the way,
Okay, that was tough. Okay.
let's get into some wrestling ones.
Okay.
You've had many feuds in your career.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your favorite feud and why?
Easily X-Pac, because it was for the European Championship, and us being such good friends, we always put on really good matches, and we enjoyed working with each other. So, favorite feud, X-Pac, any day of the week.
You're really shooting these answers off really nice. Okay, my third question is, what was your favorite championship match ever besides X-Pac?
My favorite championship match besides X-Pac would be Val Venus, 1998, SummerSlam, Madison Square Garden. The crowd was going wild. I had a D-Lo and a D-Lo sucks chant going at the same time. That's pretty cool.
Okay, my fourth question is, this is a tough one, but
Okay.
I think you would be the person that would be the one to answer this in an honest, great way.
Okay.
During a wrestler's career, they often hear that wrestling is fake.
Mm-hmm.
But I always say injuries are real and accidents can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I saw a good friend of mine, Aiden Prince, get injured live in a move gone wrong.
Yes.
And I'm close to TJ Wilson, which got his neck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been many moves, many places that many people that have gotten injured.
Mm-hmm.
What is if someone gets injured by someone like Big E with Ridge Holland, what is your advice to help the person that injured the guy to get through in this hard time, to not say, don't believe that it's your fault? What is your advice to them?
You know, that is a very insightful question from such a young man. He's really good. Just saying. As someone who has been in the ring with someone who's been injured, it is very difficult to sometimes wrap your brain around the fact that wrestling is a contact sport and injuries happen. Because you feel responsible for the person when you go in the ring with them. You take their lives and their well-being in your hand. So it's a difficult thing to really comprehend at times. But rules of thumb are: make sure you stay in contact with the person that got hurt. Always be there for them with their rehab. Talk to them as much as possible. Be their support system, and then that person usually will respond to you and let you know it wasn't your fault, that it's what we do, and it was the nature of the business, and anything can happen to anybody on any given day. So it's part of the perils of doing what we do. Injuries happen, unfortunately, like any other contact sport, whether it be hockey, football, anything out there, but it still hits you pretty hard if somebody gets hurt while you're in the ring with them.
Yeah. Okay, before I say my last question though,
Okay.
I want to show you this picture from about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
When I met you at IPWF.
That was a Santino Marella School, the Don Carlo Arena. That was an Impact TV taping. God, you've grown up. It was like this, now it's like this.
Okay, my last question is, every wrestler has a dream match that they could not wrestle during
Yes, yes.
What would be your dream match, past and present? If you could wrestle anybody now in this roster,
In this roster right now.
and then anybody back then,
Okay.
who would it be?
So if anybody from this roster right now, I would wrestle Roman Reigns. Just because he is the top guy, he is the most over guy, and I think he puts on tremendous matches, and I would love to be out there with him one time when he won. Ooh-wah, just so I could hear them, just feel the people. Past, I would love to be in the ring with Shawn Michaels. I think he was one of the smoothest, best wrestlers ever, and I would have loved to have wrestled Shawn Michaels in his prime, because I've heard so many stories about how good he was in the ring. I would like to experience it for myself.
Okay, on that Roman Reigns note,
Mm-hmm.
who did you have at WrestleMania? Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I hate Roman Reigns.
We're done. Cut the camera. We're done.
Oh my God! He just dissed me! Oh God!
Are you going back?
Okay. Do you have any funny road stories?
None that I can tell for young ears.
Okay.
I'll give you a Mark Henry story, okay? We're in Detroit, Michigan. Mark Henry would fall asleep anywhere, anytime. He has narcolepsy because he's a big boy. So we're driving. I had been driving for like 4 or 5 straight days, and I'm like, Mark, can you just drive to the next town? It's like 60 miles. He's like, all right, I'll drive. Okay. So we get in the car, and I sit down. Whew, okay. And I'm tired. Mark's driving, we pull off. Within 5 minutes, I hear. Mark's hitting the rumble strip. I look over, Mark's like this. Pull this thing over right now. I'm driving. You're never driving again, Mark. 5 minutes. He couldn't stay awake 5 minutes, and he was already falling asleep on the highway. So that was Mark Henry. I'll give you another road story with Mark Henry. This one involved me and Mark Henry in one car, and The Rock and Brian Christopher in another car. Now, kids, do not repeat these stories at home and do not mimic them. So, because we're on the highway a long time, a lot of driving, we got to find to entertain ourselves. And like today, kids have a lot of things that entertain them, like we have phones or games. We didn't have any of that. So we had the radio or games we'd play while driving. One we played was called Road Wars. Now, in order to play Road Wars, every time you stop at a fast food restaurant, you'd eat and you'd leave a little garbage. Instead of us throwing our garbage out, old sandwiches, we would hide them in bags. And then you'd pull up next to one of the boys and go, hey, roll your window down. And you'd roll the window down and you'd throw a hamburger in the face. And you'd hit the gas and drive off. So one time, Mark and I are driving. We're driving along.
I'm guessing Mark wasn't driving?
Mark was not driving. No, Mark was driving this one. Mark was driving. Golly, Mark was driving. Because Mark, this is the greatest shot I've ever. So Mark is driving, and we're riding, and all of a sudden we come up, and our windshield goes brown. It's a milkshake. And in the car next to us, there's Rocky and Brian Christopher laughing. And Brian Christopher's going, he's driving. So we slow down, wipe the windshield clean. Mark's like, what do we got in the car? I go, some old burgers back there. He goes, good. Mark hammers the gas, right? We fry up and get up next to him. And Brian Christopher rolls his window down about this much. He's laughing. He goes, you can't get me. And Mark goes, give it to me. Mark's driving. And Mark goes like this. And it was like the magic bullet. At 70 miles an hour, this hamburger flies over the car. And like a magnet goes into this little space and lands right on Brian Christopher's chest. And all you see is this. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God! And Rocky is laughing. And Mark's going, ho, 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 ho. And we're just laughing. And you see Brian Christopher like, he's got mustard and ketchup, and it's all over him. And that was the last time he played Road Wars with us. But Mark made the Michael Jordan of hook shots while driving 75 miles an hour and hitting a crack about 2 inches, 3 inches wide in a window and splashing all over Brian Christopher. So those are 2 Mark Henry Road stories.
Wow, that was an amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been one of the best Steve 7s I've ever had.
I like it, Steve. Awesome. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome at what you do.
This has been amazing. That's all the questions I have in my head for today. Bye, guys.